One, record and test that audio.
It is working.
Test that audio. Test that. The music that's going on. It's all. But it's funny because when you guys were like bouncing your head to the Kendrick song, it was going with
that. And you're, you guys hear the music? You're all proud of yourself.
All right, I'm going to stop that stream music. I got to transition the scene to the next scene, which is going to be us live for everybody. Let me unmute my mic in the video. Let's unmute your guys' mic now so we don't have to, And now we are actually live.
And we are live.
We are fucking live, guys.
8 minutes early. Good job.
Yep. Yeah, just in case technical difficulties, gotta give everyone that time. We were just talking about, they showed the video just now of SmackDown, or on SmackDown, of who attacked, who was it? Oh, Jade Cargill. Jade, who attacked Jade backstage, and it was none other than Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez.
Boo.
Some people like it, but it's like I said with the Jey Uso thing, not who I would have picked, but I'm glad they went with the what we all thought is the default go-to. So everyone, we all thought Bianca.
That story too. Yeah. Maybe it's not the end of the story.
Yeah, we still don't know. We just know a little bit.
Why would it be Bianca though? I thought it'd be Naomi because Naomi was the one on the outside looking in. I thought
that would have made sense too. Actually, that probably would have been more. But Bianca, Jade, the two alpha females having who's the better, who's the top.
What if it wasn't? If it was just Jade punching herself?
That'd be fucking funny. And Liv and Raquel were like, "Why did she punch herself?" And they're just walking away.
Yeah, and that's it.
And Nick always, it was them, like blaming it on them and shit.
There's a video of you punching yourself. Were you trying to frame Bianca?
That would have been interesting. She did it. She did it.
She just went crazy.
Or if she came back and she started accusing people of it or whatever, knowing that she did it to herself. I've never been right in the head.
See, I do hate that though. Why did I hate when they do the non-title match or put champions in non-title matches and have them lose. I WWE still does that.
Are you referring to the qualification match for the Chamber against? No,
last week.
Tag matches. Like when they're in tag matches and they're champions and they lose.
I thought about it because someone's trying to make that argument right now about what, Dave, you were about to bring up, the Elimination Chamber match. So I'm fine with that one. But it reminded me because they were showing Pretty Deadly, which they're fucking hilarious, and they had a great match with DIY last week on SmackDown. Yes. But they beat DIY so they can challenge it for time. I'm like, I hate don't do that. I hate that.
Vince used to do that all the time, and I hated it.
I know. I hate it. But I know Pretty Deadly's
and then next week it would be one of the tag partners against the other tag partner in a singles match. And then they would do that.
Right.
And
that's a little more okay because it's not a tag team like in that division.
No. I mean, it's not a tag match. Yeah. I see what you're saying.
That's okay. But when it's a tag team, if they're tag champs and they're fighting
and they're in a tag match losing a tag match.
I hate that.
Yeah, I've never been a fan.
I mean, or even if it's like for the Intercontinental, if it's like if you beat Braun Breaker in a non-title match, then you get. I hate that. I
get a title match against Braun Breaker. Yeah.
It's like why don't you?
Yeah, at least. Yeah, at least for Bailey, that was.
Cody would lose all the time. Then, like Cody would lose before every pay-per-view.
Yeah, which that's not happening.
Right. KO would beat him. AJ would beat him for a title match, and then he would lose.
Yeah, so Bailey beat Valkyria in a similar fashion, but it was for an Elimination Chamber qualifying spot. So a lot of people were mad about that too.
People are also talking shit. I guess they have to have not been watching wrestling for a long time. They're mad as to why Gunther is defending his title on house shows in Europe against guys like Rollins and Punk, yet he's fighting Jay at WrestleMania.
What?
People are upset with that.
There's nothing wrong with what you just said.
There's not.
People need to stop talking.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah. All right, brother, this is what I've been talking about all the time, brother. Everyone just needs to shut the fuck up and not talk about Hulk Hogan, brother.
I don't. Yeah, I mean, the Gunther. I'm not even sure what they're mad about. Are they mad about who he's wrestling and the fact that he's defending the title on house shows?
They're mad because he's getting high caliber.
He's defending the title against higher caliber talent on house shows that nobody sees, but he's defending it at the biggest show of the year against Uso, who's not necessarily.
You would think that the granddaddy of them all should be where the showcase is.
I mean, like let's just listen to those dipshits, and then we'll just have all the top talent only face the top talent, and then it'll become like WCW, where they don't push any young people, and then when it comes time to push young people, they're throwing people on television that don't have any TV time, and you don't know anything about, and the ratings fall anyway.
And then David Arquette's the champion, okay? Is that what you want?
There you go. Is that what you want? You motherfuckers want David Arquette to be WWE champion?
I'm
It's not
sure
happening
they do,
on my
pal.
watch.
Business devalues itself when it goes to Europe and doesn't focus on the United States.
I'm real sorry that Jey Uso.
Like I said, I wouldn't have picked Jay, but I like that. I think he deserves it. I think he deserves it.
I hate myself.
I'm sorry that Jey Uso's super over and Triple H, unlike
saying.
Vince McMahon, is following the money. Now, I'm not saying you pull the trigger all the time and make Uso just win the title out of nowhere. He might. I would suggest that he's going to beat Gunther at WrestleMania because that would be a feel-good moment. However, if Gunther beats him, I mean, I don't know if that necessarily kills Jay. Some people say it might, but I mean, kill him as what? Then he's still just as popular?
I mean, what is that? He's already lost 4 times to Gunther already, so.
Yeah, he lost on Saturday Night.
So what would it matter, like, at this point? It's that moment, that feel-good moment.
I don't know.
I was like, well, you can't just wrestle Jay at the house shows because then you're giving it WrestleMania.
When you mention those type of people, because that criticize or whatever, they all do it in their car, and I don't know why. Like they're doing it like right before they go to work. Like, did you notice they're all in the car and they're like, "Hey, this is Jibble Jab Jay Johnson," and they're with a hot take in their car, and they're in their car.
Yeah,
I just wanted to jump on here real quick and say that I don't like all this Jay. This
is what they're doing. Hi, this is Jimmy Jabble Jay Johnson doing a.
Bailey is just average. She's not really good at all. Like that's what this guy said. Yeah, that's what that guy was saying. Like on that thing.
Loud.
I'll do it in my car. I'll do it in my car.
That guy, yeah.
Where are my keys? I gotta do my podcast hit.
So yeah, just I don't know.
Yeah, but, as Jeff said, he's so incredibly over, and you saw it when he won. You saw it on Monday night.
Goombie Boomby has joined the chat again, and
Goombie Boomby.
Jay is 100% winning that Mania, and you know what the thing is with Jay winning, like because I wasn't going for Jay as far as winning the Rumble, but like I'm totally invested in him now. And I'm like, yep, exactly. I'm invested in him, and that's who I want to win. And I'm thinking he's a shoe-in to win, and it might actually not happen. Like, but
I'm going to be honest.
What I expect to happen might not happen.
If Charlotte won the Women's Royal Rumble and John Cena won the Men's, I probably would have been like super unhinged, like on the next Unscripted. I was like, after she won, I was like, I can only take so much of this shit because like I respect Charlotte, I do. But at the same time, like I did not want her to fucking win that. I did not want her to win. And then, even though I know it was rumored or whatever before, but it was also rumored that Cena was going to win. So if Charlotte and Cena won on the same night, I was going to have a problem with that. Even though I get it, like the WWE, I even said it last week. It's a fine-tuned machine. Let it tell its story. But I'd have been like, no, like you guys lost me on that one.
Charlotte has to make sense at me if she's going to lose to Tiffany. Then I'm like, okay,
yeah,
for the big rub, But yeah, go ahead.
She has to be heel now. It's so funny because like they were trying to keep her face going in, and Tiffy obviously was supposed to be the heel, but Tiffy's totally going to get cheered.
That's
not They're already booing Charlotte.
They booed Charlotte right after on Monday. They booed the crap out of her, and she had to shift right there.
Once again, I think maybe that was thought about. Like we know Charlotte's going to get booed. Like they're gonna boo her. Are you kidding me? They're gonna boo her. They know that. They have to know.
The way she came out, I don't know if that's true. She was trying to talk about her injury. I missed you guys so much.
But you know what though? She slipped up though.
I was out.
She slipped up. It was her fault. Like, and I don't know if it was on purpose or not. It could have been. She said, "You guys don't understand." And when she said that, the crowd started booing loud because that's the wrong thing to say when you're a babyface. You don't be like, "You guys just don't understand how hard I work."
Again,
like, that's not a face. Like, that's not the
that may have been that. Again, that may have been.
Yeah, either that was designed to do it, or she just fucked up, and then everyone started booing her, and she's like, "Well."
I believe it's the latter, and then she shifted. I think that they wanted her to be a face for like a minute at least, with all the and I
don't know, dude. I don't know why
the injury.
Would
I know
think
she was out for a long time, and the injury. I know she has all these titles, but I'm telling you, man, it's over. It's over.
I don't know why Triple H or Shawn Michaels would think that about Tiffany Stratton, who is their bright star that they know is getting over. I don't think they would have wanted her to be the heel in that.
Why would you torch that?
Yeah.
And have we confirmed it's going to be Tiffany Stratton? Has that happened?
No, because Charlotte hasn't selected her opponent yet.
Right.
That's why she was watching the match tonight with Tiffy versus Nia Jax, which, dude, Nia Jax is fucking cracking me up. She's just dropping shit bombs in there. She's like, "You little shit," like in the ring and stuff. Like, when she's being it was so funny. And she's like, "You little bitch." Yeah, it was good. Oh, she
So on both sides of the Elimination Chamber,
she did select Tiffy Time.
On both sides of the Elimination Chamber, there's only one spot
Yep.
left on both, I think.
So it's official. Charlotte selected Tiffany.
Charlotte. Yep. Oh yeah, right here. Breaking
Okay.
news. Tiffany Stratton will defend the WWE Women's Championship against Charlotte at WrestleMania.
I don't know how Tiffy doesn't go over. I don't know how that doesn't happen.
Oh, well, this is different.
even if they schmoz it, like I don't see how Tiffany doesn't keep the title.
So
There has to be. You can't schmoz WrestleMania though. So I don't.
Tiffy has to give it. She's keeping it. That to me that would have to be the point, right? Of Charlotte's going to win. She's going to be the heel, and she's got to give the rub to Tiff, and she's got to put her over. I thought this was going to happen at WrestleMania, but Kevin Owens officially challenges Sammy to Elimination Chamber because it's in Toronto, so it's not going to be WrestleMania. They've already fought.
I would love to. I'd love to have seen them have a proper WrestleMania match. That'd be wonderful.
Well, they've had one at WrestleMania already. They've had one at WrestleMania already, and then they're going to have this one. So maybe they'll say like, "Oh, the tiebreaker at WrestleMania," even though they've fought each other so many times.
They fought each other at Mania. Was that COVID era?
Oh my god, no, because that was wasn't that Kevin and Seth? Or was that a different?
You're thinking
Backlash?
But he jumped off the tent, the pirate.
That was Backlash. No, I think that was Backlash. Let me see.
Yeah.
I'm pretty.
No,
sure.
it was the WrestleMania pirate ship logo. Like.
Yeah, but that was
You're
not
right.
against.
Center.
That was.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. You're saying
It wasn't against Seth either, because Seth lost to Cesaro that year.
Oh my god! Really?
Well, what's the one where? Because remember, like the pay-per-view was like pretty weird and quiet, and then it was. I could have sworn it was Kevin and Seth that started talking shit to each other, and they were like, bringing live to the no audience show. That time he fought at WrestleMania 37.
Well, it might have been when there was no crowd. The one I was talking about was when they let the partial crowd in. Remember? When Lashley beat Drew.
Kevin,
Bianca beat
Kevin Owens
Sasha.
and Sammy fought at WrestleMania 37. Is that one? The pirate ship.
Like recent.
Is that the pirate? Is that Florida? Shit. God damn.
I think so, because the year after was Dallas, and then it was LA. And then it was...
Yep, it was the pirate one.
WrestleMania
37.
It was 40. Yeah.
37 was the Sammy and Kevin Owens defeated Sammy at that WrestleMania with the stunner, by the way.
I don't even remember that match.
I honestly kind of don't either. Like, I kind of don't remember that one.
I bet we go back and go, oh my god, it was amazing.
I'm sure it was good.
So yeah, there's only one space left on either Elimination Chamber. Right now for the men's, it's Cena, CM Punk, the uncrowned heavyweight champion, Logan Paul, Damian Priest, and one available spot. And then for the women's, we have Liv Morgan, Bianca, Alexa Bliss, Bayley, Naomi, and one available spot.
And then here's...
So that's interesting, because who is going to challenge Ripley? Jade? Jade fills the last spot, and then they're going to pull the trigger on those two?
Did you say Io's not in it, or Io is in it already?
Io's not in it. I think she lost a qualifier.
Yeah, thanks to Rhea. Rhea's going to fight her, I think either this Monday
that's
or
right.
Elimination Chamber,
Liv Morgan didn't Liv Morgan win because of
that's right. That's what it was.
Oh,
so yeah, so there's still one space left. So maybe Jade. Maybe they're going to pull the trigger this year. And it's going to be Jade. And
you read the men's one right now?
Yeah, the men's one. There's still one space left.
Priest beat Braun.
Cena, Priest. It's Cena, Punk, McIntyre, Logan Paul, and Priest.
Okay, gotcha.
And then one free space.
And then looks like there's drama. They're beating up Cody. The Bloodline were, Solo.
When's Cody not getting beat up? Come on.
I know.
Blah, blah. Solo's back. Blah, blah.
Solo spiked Tama Tonga on accident. So that was the whole beat.
Oh, no. Oh, no. A bloodline that's been beaten 1,000 times.
I know. That's the thing. I don't know what they're going to do. Well, I mean, I like what they're doing with Jacob.
It's like the Judgment Day 2.0. It's like nobody
I like what they're doing with Jacob, though. Jacob's fine.
I do too.
So, I do
too.
I feel that's more organic than you might think. I don't think that they expected that to.
It just sucks because we're coming off of a year where the hype was so awesome. You didn't know what The Rock changed or what he did change. You didn't know at first. Remember, like Cody wasn't going to get the shot, and then they did the tag match. It's like somebody was talking about that. I was listening to a different podcast, and they were like, last year's Mania, the hype was so perfect. and so beautiful. And this is the follow-up Mania. It's like
And-
almost anything they do is going to be like, oh, Jay against Gunther, boring.
Try following that.
Yeah.
That's all they can say. Try following a 2-year storyline that finally culminated into the biggest.
That's why you got to build the next one now. You got to build.
And Cena doesn't have to win the world title at Mania. It's just his last Mania. Somebody put out a good thing. They're like, he's probably going to lose the elimination and take on Randy Orton at Mania, which would be awesome because it's they're kind of from that same time period, like coming up. Just his last Mania match against Randy, I think that would be amazing. Like,
I'm not saying anything wrong with it, but
it doesn't mean he can't challenge for the world title for the rest of the year. I mean, he's got the whole rest of the year to.
They're making his a pay-per-view on Ruthless Aggression. That's where he's going to win it, and then he's probably just going to give it up for a tournament.
I've already seen pictures floating around of that match.
He's I surrender the World Tag Team Championship to Ted DiBiase.
I heard that match maybe actually be Punk versus Cena versus Cody.
Yes,
is another.
Do we want a triple threat?
No, I think we're going to get a triple threat anyway, but it's whether it's going to be Cody, Cena, and I forget who Punk, or it's going to be
if Jay is winning, he better not like that. Better not be the triple threat match. That has to be 1-on-1. Like Jay has to win that 1-on-1. Like that would.
I think you're right. I think you're right.
Totally kill the moment if they did that. So it's whatever. I mean, I don't know.
In a 4-man elimination.
I still like what we talked about last week. I think it might be Cena and
Cody. I think that's still. I don't know, but you got to give Punk, right? Punk's got to be in there somehow. He's got to get his Mania main event.
Does he?
He doesn't have to.
Does he?
I mean, I don't know. Maybe unless he doesn't
Not
care
this
no
year.
more.
I mean, he doesn't have to this year.
Yeah, but I mean, if he gets injured again, then he might be done for good.
Like probability.
That's what I'm saying. So they might want to have him just do it this year. John Cena's like, let Punk do it. I'm gonna be gone. Let him be the guy.
Not my night, guys. Not my night. It's like you said that every night.
It's not my night. Like, yeah, okay.
He's on Raw. They're like, hey, you're not going to open up the show with a promo. We'll probably have you cut a promo half an hour. And he's like, it's not my night, guys. He's like, do you have to say that all the time, Cena? He's like,
not my night.
I guess you cry on the post show, right? Yeah, you do. You can cry.
You cry a little bit. And then you can put yourself in the next pay-per-view because you're going to do it anyway. He's like, okay. Hey, guys, tonight went by night. But Bad Blood.
You want me to read the did you guys see the Wrestling Observer newsletter awards?
John Cena and the Speed Championship.
I've been seeing a little bit here, and some of it's like, what in the world are you talking about?
The Wrestling Observer newsletter.
Yeah, the WAN awards.
I forgot to. I screenshotted it from Reddit, and I forgot to send it to you.
I have it right here. I have it in front of me.
Craig gave us some notes. Craig gave us some good notes on it.
I have.
Oh, he did.
I have some too. I have like a whole.
Hey, fuck you, Craig. What?
It's an electronic.
Let me be clear. I'm defending our best friend Brian Alvarez and his business.
These are the fans.
This is these are voted on by the fans.
Which
Dave
does
Meltzer,
not make sense if you actually look at
I
all
hear
the
people
awards.
make comments or whatever too, and like, I can't believe Dave Meltzer gave so and so. He didn't do anything. Like, it's fans are voting.
Well, that makes a lot more sense because some of this shit is a little stupid. Some of it is stupid.
It doesn't, like, some of it doesn't make sense because, like, it seems like it's mostly that people that subscribe to him are mostly AEW more, pro fans. And just like some of the awards, I'm like, some of them don't make sense.
Why do you have to start shit? That's not even
true.
Why do you do that?
It does seem like that.
His whole core audience is like New Japan fans. Like,
but they're all AEW fans too. Like,
well, kind of. I mean, like,
they're more AEW New Japan fans than they are WWE fans.
You want to? I mean, Craig.
I'm not saying that's a diss or anything. I'm just saying it seems like if you had to do a consensus.
Anti fans, I think, is a safe thing to say.
What is it?
Is there what do you guys want to start with? What do you guys want?
We should start at the bottom and then go up.
That's what I was going to do. I was going to start at the bottom. Best pro wrestling documentary. Okay. Is that the one you got? Where it's
doesn't he have tiers too? Like, there's the A awards and the B awards. Like, the B awards are like best shoes, best.
Some of it, it's just, and then that's where it's hit. Dave's doing that where it's like, the more awards AEW guys get, the better. But best pro wrestling documentary, Mr. McMahon. Which,
I mean, is that the only one?
Yeah, I was saying that's like. I guess
our side of the ring, Chris Benoit was second.
What about our legacies?
Sorry,
you, Dave. Our legacies are beautiful.
I try to tell you that Dave Meltzer's biased, so he doesn't have a song.
We can't go through. We can't go through all.
He's all. I
like. We got the legacy of Kurt Hennig. We did the. Come on.
He's all. I like our elite podcast, not our wrestling podcast.
Or how about we'll skip. Worst gimmick.
The learning tree.
What'd you guys say? Learning tree.
Yeah,
That's
it's a
what they.
learning tree.
I don't know what I would. I don't know. I think
Slowly beating out the Wyatt 6.
I think
144 votes.
I think
for learning
Wendy
tree,
Chu's gimmick
108
is
for
one of the
Wyatt
worst ones. I don't know.
Which one? Which one?
Wendy Chu.
Okay,
on
hold
NXT.
on. They
Oh.
actually put Timeless Tony Storm at number 5. By the way,
It's ridiculous.
That's
the
what I'm saying.
best.
Like it doesn't make
Dumbest-
sense. Like this.
dumbest
some of
thing
the
I've ever heard.
awards.
But then the best gimmick is Tony Storm. So okay,
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean that. No,
it's AEW
I don't
fans.
have a lot of
It's the
problems.
cult side. It's they have to be the worst and the best on the awards.
It's always that's been one of his but that's been one of his knocks too. Is like he'll do like worst feud of the year, worst on the mic, and all that, and people have hated him for years because of that. They're like, why do you have to like have a worst category? Like, why do you have to be negative?
Because he knows.
Like,
he knows what it does.
Yeah.
So Brian, you're cool.
Because smart
You're
marks,
cool,
yeah,
Brian
smart marks have
Alvarez.
to be like, I don't like this. I
I mean, I
want the
don't.
worst wrestler.
Certain things I don't like, but whatever.
Yeah.
It's whatever. Like I said, I think Wendy Chu's gimmick. I hate
And
any
I
stupid
feel
gimmicks like that. Any silly gimmicks.
Promoter and Booker could be the same thing. They got best Booker and best promoter.
But yeah, what are those? Keep going, Cuz.
So best gimmick, Tony Storm, and then promoter of the year, Nick Khan, Booker of the year, Paul Levesque, which realistically was the last 2 years.
Right.
So
Yeah.
even though they'll have you believe otherwise.
But what I noticed too was best weekly program bullshit.
Oh my god, dude! That's
Bullshit.
why I'm saying it doesn't make sense because it.
AEW Dynamite. I'm like, how is Raw or SmackDown not the best fucking wrestling program?
That's
You
what
cannot
doesn't make
like it.
sense.
That's
Like,
fine. How the fuck are they not? Like, Dynamite
NXT
has
is
not
better.
been the best wrestling. Yeah.
NXT is way better than Dynamite, and that it's just the truth. Like it's just the truth, especially now, way more than ever. Like
Why
but that's
are
what I'm
they
saying,
crapping on the NWA? Why are you crapping on the NWA so hard?
They
Worst
do all the
promotion
time.
of the year.
Every year, worst promotions. NWA
Meltzer's
every
pissed.
fucking year. Yeah, he's mad because
So,
Billy Corgan doesn't like Meltzer, and he just doesn't like. He calls him out all the time.
yeah, so Meltzer's like, well,
Worst, you're gonna get worse.
Now there's a huge discrepancy on worst feud of the year. Adam Cole and MGF. I don't know how bad that was. I didn't keep up.
Well,
But
it didn't really happen because
It was pretty bad. And
I,
then, like,
I guess, yeah.
It was
then-
pretty bad, and then like yeah.
and
But
the
number
lackluster
two, but number 2 is Rhea and Liv, and I'm just like, shut up.
No, that's fine.
Once
Shut
again,
your
does
mouth.
not make sense.
That's
But
why
if you-
AEW
but if you-
was
but if you
third,
look at
I believe that.
But if you look at the disparity of it, it's like over 300 points difference, like over 75% difference between Adam Cole and MJF to Rhea and Liv. So you got to pick somebody, I guess. But
Craig, what'd you say?
Number 3 was Death Riders versus AEW.
Oh, okay,
and I don't-
okay.
yeah. There's nothing wrong with that. But,
yeah.
So hey, CM Punk and Drew McIntyre got 18 votes though. So
See, what,
Yeah.
Some
what
guys
is
pay
it
that
even worth
subscription and
including
think
at that
that-
point? If it's only 18 votes, is
No.
it even like what are they?
You just think you're cool.
No.
Yeah, why list
Yeah.
everybody? Just list the top 3. Doesn't he list like the top 10 or whatever? Like he puts all the votes.
Yeah,
in
if you get less
He's
than
so
100
petty,
points,
dude.
you probably
He's
shouldn't be on the
actually
list.
petty. He's actually
Yeah.
petty.
just do the top 3.
He
It's
is.
funny the stuff he's being called out. Other than this, like, well, once again, we know it's people voting during this. He's getting called out because like he gets mad because WWE is not releasing the the Netflix numbers for Raw, and he gets mad and he's like, "Oh, stronghold," blah, blah, blah. And then people are like, and when he tells you about the Dynamite ratings, but that doesn't include the max numbers too. And then people are like, "Well, what's the max numbers?" Oh, we're just not, and like so he's basically being a hypocrite. He's bashing WWE, but then he's defending when they don't release the max numbers. Like like people are literally showing the receipts right there. They're like, dude, you
It's
are
bullshit.
bashing.
Netflix doesn't do that. You can't expect Max to do that. It's not fair.
It's only AEW is a smaller competition. Oh,
I know there's worse matches than Jimmy versus Jay at WrestleMania, but
No, that was pretty bad.
it was bad. Yeah, maybe because of the stage and the
I
expectation.
mean, they should rename that though. It's like best like marquee matchup or something. Because like if you could pick a terrible match from
Yeah, a bunch of worse matches.
but
Yeah,
I mean,
worst
that was
marquee
certainly the
match.
most.
I think
That
the
was the most
disappointment.
disappointing.
I think the disappointment just adds to it.
Yeah,
It's-
biggest disappointment match of the year. Yeah, that's a maybe. Yeah,
they're
because
having
that is that.
bangers
I would
on
say that's
tag teams. Yeah.
right.
Yeah, well, the tag team I figured was going to be like a mixed bag anyway, and then like that just proves your point because like it's the New Japan non WWE fans.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
vote for it.
I was saying that since we always see Jim and Jay put on bangers and tag team matches, that I think we all kind of just expected that they were just gonna have a banger of singles
Yeah.
match.
Oh yeah. Well, singles match. Right. I thought you were talking about the tag team vote because that's a mess. Like it was a mess for us too. Like there's really no strong tag team.
But to me, Fraxium really stood out. Like I think I had said that too when we did our awards. I had picked Fraxium.
But they voted, the Observer fans voted the Young Bucks, right? It's like I just think that's like a default. That's a default WWE hater vote.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because Fraction still got number 2.
The Young Bucks, like they didn't do anything different than they've ever done, and they just put the tag titles on themselves because they were in that storyline that also should have been on the worst storylines of the year. The whole
what a waste of Okada. Like that pissed me off.
What a waste of Okada. What a waste of punching Tony Khan in the gut for no reason. Like just so they could not do anything with it.
That's why I have no faith when because people are like, this is going to be the feud, MJF and Adam Page. This is going to be the feud. I was like, no, it's not.
No, it's not.
It's going to be it's going to be a disappointment, and that's going to be MJF's final decision. Like, yeah, I'm out of here once my contract's done.
Craig, can you?
I think he's already thinking that right now. Like I watch his face every week when they're putting him against Dustin Rhodes and all that. And I have nothing against Dustin Rhodes or Jeff Jarrett or anything like that. But like they're not they're not the weekly focus point, and we shouldn't at this point. Dustin Rhodes is old. Like
no, I'm not talking about Dustin Rhodes. You should have something against Jeff Jarrett taking up TV time every week. But we're getting off track here. I mean,
well, that's a different subject. But I mean, like you could even say the same thing about Dustin. Like, they're not.
Dustin came out and had a banger match. He doesn't come out every week and fuck around. There is. Yeah,
that's true. And he did have a good match, but it doesn't do anything. Like, it doesn't do anything for MJ.
It doesn't move the needle, right?
Yeah.
Well, now there's that old, lotion that he's using to get tan. MJF
whatever fucking lotion.
MJF has a lot of problems right now.
They need to run out of it, like whatever it is, because all of them do it. Like even Max Caster did it. I was like, why are you
they got a deal
yourself? It's just mayonnaise. I guarantee you, it's like fucking mayonnaise.
Like Tony Khan or his dad owns like a
it's like a tanny
so
lotion.
Craig, you need to hold Cuz back because he's gonna get triggered because it is number 2 on the list, but the worst television show was NXT, number 2. Why?
Yeah, Rampage was first, and then
Rampage was first.
Second.
Rampage. They didn't do anything to anybody.
Rampage is.
If nobody watches it, how do you know if it's the worst?
How do you know?
Right.
Do you have any idea if it's the worst?
I don't know why that show's still even around. Like I honestly don't know.
No, it's not. Rampage is gone.
Oh, it's not? Okay.
Yeah, it's easy to pick on because it got canceled, so it kind of makes sense.
Rampage.
But the fact that NXT is right next to it at 210 versus 265 is like it's baffling to me. It's dumb.
It doesn't make any sense.
That doesn't make any sense.
It's
by the way, this next category is only here so Meltzer can talk shit about Saudi Arabia. That's the only reason why it's there.
Well, I mean, Dave,
the worst Saudi Arabia show, and it's the only Saudi Arabia
naturally, show. Dave.
The most disgusting promotional tactic is
that's
WWE continued relationship with Saudi.
He just adds that topic, like
that's what I'm saying.
I feel it.
He literally puts it in there so they can talk shit on that.
Yeah, just so they can purposely.
I don't like it either, by the way. I'm not a fan, and I usually don't watch it. But this is petty.
It's ridiculous.
This is really petty. You can just not watch it.
Yeah,
you don't like what a company's doing. Don't buy their product. Like I'm not going to buy their product. I don't like the fact that WWE tickets are so expensive. So guess what? I'm not fucking going until the prices change. By the way, as an example, Disney executives, I know a little off track, they are starting to get really scared because they think they've outpriced the market. I'm like, no shit, you have.
You think you've outpriced the market?
Shit.
Pretty sure they did that like after the 70s, but I don't know.
Yeah,
it's gotten really bad now. Like even local Californians can't afford to go. They've all go to that. Like their passes are starting to dwindle down. Like their yearly passes. Like
speaking of
like, what happened? I'm like, you made it more expensive every year until you finally made it too expensive. Dipshits, and they're like, oh, maybe we should go back. I'm like, well, we'll talk to you then.
I heard Drake hangs out there anyways. So I don't.
Oh man!
My.
Say Drake.
Oh man!
Okay, sorry.
That's fine.
Oh god, I'm not gonna go that far. Let me see what we got. Okay, most of the
worst major wrestling show. I don't know.
Television.
I don't. Whatever.
Okay, sure, whatever.
Tromania, don't care.
What happened?
Worst
major wrestling show was Triple Mania 4 on April 27th.
Now, best major wrestling show, I will still disagree with that because I still think WrestleMania 40 Night 2 was better. Was the best. Yeah, I liked it.
And look at the disparity. Look at the point.
AEW Revolution is the best major wrestling show, and that
was my vote. That's what
506 votes for Night 2 Mania. 140.
Dave and I Meltzer and I, we penned this year's awards out together. But I even said in the beginning, I said I'm wrong. Like that's my personal choice. I just love seeing and like his goodbye was perfect. It's one of the nice things that they did. So I love the card. The whole card was really good too. But I totally understand why people chose WrestleMania night too because it was fucking amazing.
His awards just shows how bipolar they all are.
Well, I think that kind of comes into play with the worst television announcer. Booker T, I totally agree with. By the way, that's not.
Oh yeah, Booker T sucks.
I don't like Excalibur.
But then it's followed by Pat McAfee.
Why? What's wrong with Excalibur? I need to hear this because Excalibur. I'm not saying I worship him or I think that he's the best because I don't. But he's fine. Like look what he has to work with.
I don't think he's the worst.
He has to work with an 80-year-old Tony Schiavone and a Taz who doesn't want to fucking be there. Like he's got Excalibur.
Once every 2 months, JR they wheel JR.
Yeah, and they wheel JR out there, and he's got to fucking deal with JR and Tony.
You just listed all the guys that should be the worst Booker of the year, or Booker worst
television. They're on the list, but Excalibur's above.
But Excalibur's fine. Like
I'm just not a fan of his commentary.
And Pat McAfee being
I'm not saying he's the worst.
That's the stupidest thing I ever heard.
Yeah, that's dumb.
Yeah,
it just doesn't. He's appealing to an audience that you just don't understand, I guess. And
Excalibur wear a mask. I wish he would take the mask off.
Who Excalibur?
Like he wants his anonymity or whatever. Like why?
I think it might just be because he used to do that. He used to be a wrestler.
PWG.
Yeah, he was in PWG. He was like a big staple there. And so I think he just
isn't that where he commentated too, though? Or was it Ring of Honor?
Yes.
Ring of Honor?
No, it was both. I think he did both.
Okay.
I think he
went. Okay, it does come back though because best announcer Excalibur was number 2 as the best TV announcer. So
who was the best one?
Nigel.
Which I guess
I love fucking Nigel.
I love him.
I mean,
too.
I don't know if he should win an award, but he's like a color commentator. Like he's not like a play-by-play.
I think.
How do you not go Michael Cole? Really?
Honestly, at this point, I think Michael Cole.
Who's Walker Stewart? I'm really. Is he TNA or something?
Yeah, I don't know who Walker Stewart is.
Know who that is? Isn't that NWA?
He's a Raw guy?
No, that's
or might be the NWA.
No, are you thinking of
the Raw guy?
Are you thinking of Joseph?
I legitimately don't remember his name.
And that's
the current Raw announcer now. Who's the Raw?
Oh, now it's Michael Cole and Pat. They switched.
Raw?
Yeah,
they switched. SmackDown.
No, SmackDown is Wade Barrett and Joe, and then this week Joe's out.
Oh, okay. I was
Vic Joseph from NXT. He's really good. I like Vic from NXT, the one that's with Booker T. He's a really good announcer or commentator.
Booker T sucks, so he deserves that award. He does. I hate him. I hate him.
Named other guys. Tony Schiavone.
Best non-wrestler is Paul
Heyman. I did name a lot of other guys, but Booker T is by far the worst.
Well, at least he's lively and he goes, oh.
No, it drives me. That's all he does is sounds. Like that's how I know it's fucking bad, and he ruins people's entrances. Like he does. Yeah, they always talk about like announcers should hype the talent, right, and not draw attention. It's like. But he does not. He ruins it. Every fucking entrance is all like
Trick Williams, dude. Perfect. Everyone loves Trick.
I thought he was perfect for the pre-shows. The pre-shows he did were fine because you could set it up. That was perfect. And they moved him to announcing, and it was like, oh.
But yeah, and he doesn't commentate. He just makes noises. Like when they're like, Booker, so-and-so's making a comeback. He's like, oh.
Well,
and that's his commentary.
He does more when he on NXT. You got to listen to NXT more. You got to watch NXT more. He commentates.
Oh, right. That's enough. Don't make us.
But he's better as the pre-show panelist. Like that is a better role for him.
He sucks.
Yeah, it's a better fit.
He deserves this award.
Best non-wrestlers, Paul Heyman.
Why? Because I got dreadlocks?
Best non-wrestlers, pretty Paul Heyman. We can move.
I officially call this list bullshit because Don Callis was second with 279 votes. So
wait, what was the award? What was the thing?
This is best non-wrestler.
You guys are too busy shucking that ducky over there to hear it. What?
I know Craig hates Don Callis.
I do. I hate him with a passion. Not even in like a boo way. It's like get off my TV way.
Every time he comes on, Craig's like, shut the fuck up. Like he'll just text me like every time Don goes, shut the fuck up.
What qualifies for rookie of the year? Like how long did you wrestling and how
7 years in the
yeah.
It's not even a rookie. They got at least 20 years on the mat and a 25-year career.
It depends. If they came from NXT.
This year's rookie of the year is Lex Luger.
Javon
like Chad Gable almost breaking. I'm actually liking Chad Gable being close to number 1 at the most underrated wrestler. That's cool. I kind of agree with that. Well, when
He's
Chad took care of
Penta.
Penta in his opening match at WWE, I thought like that showed a lot of trust in Chad Gable.
Best debut, worst debut was Penta.
Yeah, exactly. I would not be surprised. Would not be surprised.
Yeah, right.
He's going to add that
Same
next
one.
year. He's going to add that next year. Watch. Ricky Starch.
The winner of
By
the
far.
most underrated is Konosuke Takeshita, and I don't think he's underrated at this point.
I don't think
Maybe
he's
if
underrated.
you-
I think
you cut
Gable would
off.
deserve that.
He's
actually.
underutilized.
Yeah,
You could do why doesn't he do that? Underutilized.
Because that makes
And
sense.
attack their best friend Tony Khan, like, and just be like, underutilized. Ospreay,
Because underrated and
Okada.
overrated gets more clicks. Just
You,
underutilized would be honest.
Legion of Doom.
Yeah.
Do you guys really think Nia Jax is
don't
overrated?
listen.
Like,
I don't think she's overrated. I don't think
No, I
anyone
don't.
ever highly rates her. So it's like, what it?
Nia Jax
Once
is
again,
most
exactly, like,
overrated.
People are just
Who's
mad.
calling Nia Jax like the greatest women wrestler of all
That's what
time?
I'm saying.
They're
But
saying
it is-
Solo's overrated number two.
It's close between Nia Jax 143 votes and Solo with 135.
I guess they just
so
don't
that
like
is
the
a
Islanders
close-
anymore or something.
I think Solo did fine. I don't understand
so,
why
too.
people are shitting on Solo so badly.
I think, yeah.
Haku. I think
so.
I think Solo did great. I didn't
Yeah.
like. They just didn't book him strong. I'm not a fan of his booking.
Why do they?
But Solo himself, let me be
that
clear,
made no sense.
did great.
It made no sense that he beat Cena, he squashed Cena at Mania last year, and then he lost every match until they reformed the Bloodline, and then he was winning matches. But still, it's like you did that whole year with him like losing every match. Made no
And
sense.
then as soon as Jacob Fatu came in, it's like out of the way, you. So it's like it didn't hold. It's like it's
Still
now
a lot left in the tank.
The next category is just an excuse to give Will Ospreay a number
Next
one.
category is
as
most
best
in
flying
the,
wrestler.
left in the tank.
Best flying wrestler. What does that even mean? Best
fuck
flying
is
wrestler.
category.
Just throw wrestlers in the air and how far they go.
Yeah.
It's like,
But you know what? If a certain luchador was still in AEW, he would have probably won it. Probably would have. Penta, Ray Phoenix.
who won that best flying wrestler?
It was still
Will
Will
Ospreay.
Ospreay.
Yeah, it's
But
Ospreay.
I mean, is he like?
And by the way,
I mean, is he a high? I mean, I know he does high flying stuff, but
He does a lot of flippity dippities, but he doesn't necessarily
not
like do
like a
any more
luchador.
jumping off.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not like jumping off the top rope all
So
the
once
time,
again, what are we
like
doing
everybody
here?
else.
We
like
evaluate
I
the
said,
talent
it was
in
just
the
an
air.
excuse to give him something.
Will
Um,
Ospreay did spend 35% of his time.
He could really fly.
Even though Bruiser Brody's family did not give me
do you
approval
think
for this.
do you guys? Let me just ask you a question. Do you think Gunther is less of a Bruiser Brody, Breast Brawler type of award of Adam Page? He's fifth on the list, and Page is one.
I think Gunther would
For what category?
the
Best Brawler,
Best
Bruiser
Brawler.
Brody Award.
Bruiser Brody Memorial Award Best Brawler. Even though I didn't ask Bruiser
Number
Brody's
one,
family
Adam
about this,
Page.
if they
Adam
would have proven it.
Winner is Will Ospreay.
Yeah, yeah. Weren't we joking about that last year? That he was just gonna keep saying. I forgot. I thought we were joking about that.
Twitter is,
Will Ospreay.
Yeah, because Will Ospreay
Will-
won
Will
best
Ospreay.
like improved and best wrestler or something like he won like 2 of like the best wrestler category.
We're introducing,
I don't do this.
best-
This is not me.
This is my
fan.
fans. They make up the
Best United Kingdom
categories.
wrestler, best hair, best
Right.
use of the word bruv.
Best person not named Paul Levesque.
oh my god!
Best promotion that doesn't have 2 W's in it. Aw.
Yeah.
Like just stupid
That's
shit.
hilarious. All right, we gotta keep going. The
most
best technical wrestler. But this is funny. It's the Bryan Danielson Award, which is the best technical wrestler. Bryan Danielson is 2 on the list. What? It just keeps going. Like so, it's stupid.
So
Zack
fucking
Sabre
dumb.
Jr. wins with 565 votes.
Oh, God, Meltzer, thank you for the comedy relief.
345.
Thanks for the comedy relief, Meltzer. By the way, I know
And I'm
you guys
sorry,
can't see
Bryan
it,
Daniel-
but on
the
the
winner's Bryan
the
Danielson.
people that are watching the
I mean,
stream, I
right.
have a window open of the list so they can see it. Oh, if you're watching the stream.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that way they could see
Oh,
what
yeah.
we're talking about. Well, I mean, it doesn't matter, right? Because it's all rigged, right? He's all getting it's all rigged, right? Oh, so now you're showing them false
The
information.
Rock is most
I
charismatic.
have all the
and
votes in my hands. Look at all these votes.
The Rock is most charismatic, and he wrestled 1 match last year. No,
A lot of
Yeah.
Why
charisma.
don't we just use
one
that?
match.
Yeah, why don't they use that for like a full time guy? Like, you know, I don't-
Uh,
well, let me tell you why. You son of a bitch.
And I'll tell you right now, Will Ospreay at number 2 does not work.
For what?
He's not charismatic. You're not the second most charismatic wrestler.
Definitely not.
He said,
Well,
He's
bro.
good though. He's good. I like him. But yeah, he's definitely not on that level of The Rock or any of those guys.
And Tony Storm is way down at number 9 with 25 votes. They just forgot about her. Just forgot about Tony.
Oh,
Wait.
It's not this.
I mean, yeah, because Tony Storm is more charismatic than.
Aw.
Okay.
Does Kyle Fletcher qualify for the most improved wrestler of the year?
Warmer.
I still think Liv, but I mean, whatever.
Liv is all the way down to number 8 for most improved wrestler. Kyle Fletcher's number 1.
I have no problem with Kyle Fletcher. He came into his own this year.
He really did, actually.
Yeah. Will kind of.
Kyle Fletcher was awesome. Because just fall down.
Swerve was number 5.
That was me giving up because of the awards. That's
yeah. And Nia Jax was number 9. Just throwing that out there.
I'm sorry. For which one now?
Most improved.
But I thought she's the worst.
Send me those 9 people's. I'm canceling a subscription.
So the people that are saying Nia Jax is the most overrated are also voting for her to be most improved. Okay, cool. Makes sense. Makes sense.
The best box office draw. I don't even know how you can vote on that because the numbers would be
Magnum PA. He was really on. He's on fire. He's sold all the arenas. I was there.
Chris Jericho, according to the internal data, every segment alert entry.
Punk versus Drew is feud of the year. I don't think there's any debate there. That's fine.
Mr. Biff Nasty says, "What's up, buds?" He wants to tell everybody.
Biff what's up, buddy? Biff Nasty is one of the voters.
Biff Nasty.
The best Biff Nasty award.
He's texting me right now. Biff Nasty saying Will Ospreay is most handsome. It's a new award.
Worst gimmick, Biff Nasty.
The Biff Nasty Handsome Award goes to Will Ospreay.
Okay, so we got.
How did Tony Storm not win the women's wrestling MVP? That's the question. So Rhea was number 1. Rhea was number 2.
I thought they were talking about Saraya on that, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And then I googled
at first glance,
and I think she
changed her name to Saraya, so she won. She's got a new name. It's Saraya.
The fans that voted for it, they didn't know who she was. They just saw the promotion next to her name, like, "Oh, well, then she's good," and they automatically went with it because a lot of them don't know who. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So we have a they have a lightweight. They have a lightweight MVP, which they call it non-heavyweight. You might as well just call them lightweights.
Ooh.
Yeah. Darby Allin smokes that category.
Will Ospreay,
glorified stuntman of the year.
Anything to meet him, like the crowd actually likes him. He's like biggest wannabe with face paint.
If WWE had their Darby Allin, their version, then he would have had that category.
Yeah, he'd be like, no, he doesn't do anything.
Overglorified stuntman of the year.
Oh my god, this is taking forever. There's so many categories. Europe, Mexico MVP, who cares? Japanese MVP, Jack Sabre. Okay, whatever.
I'm okay with that. That's fine. That actually.
He's the only thing. He's the only.
Cody Rhodes was your best U.S. Canada person. Okay, now we're finally in the A category.
You had to get through. You had to get through the bullshit just to.
Okay.
Right. Pro wrestling match of the year: Ospreay versus Bryan Danielson.
You can't disagree with any of that. Like it's fucking stupid. That fucking.
And Danielson also takes the number 2 spot versus Swerve. Just saying.
Swerve.
Yeah,
I'm still going with Iron Survivor women's match at NXT.
Will Ospreay has 5 of the top 10.
Still going with Roman and Cody.
I mean,
is it on here? I was trying to see if it was there.
No, we don't believe in that bullshit.
Punk versus Drew is on there though. Punk versus Drew is on there.
I mean,
the Hell in a Cell.
At least
was that in October? I think so. Right.
That was a good match. That actually was.
Yeah, that was
Keith Lee versus Hologram was remarkable.
The best weekly TV show.
Cody versus Roman got number 6. So
best weekly TV show. The biggest joke right here, dude. The biggest fucking joke right here is this. It's actually this award right here.
You talked us one to death. You guys already.
Yeah, we did.
You guys already buried.
I'm okay with it. I think it's fair that they've had AEW has taken plenty of lumps on this list.
You're right, buddy.
So I mean.
What the best wrestling show of the week or the year?
Yeah, AEW Dynamite followed by SmackDown and Raw.
That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying they don't deserve you to say positive things about them.
You know, Jack, I penciled in my vote for AEW Dynamite best weekly TV show.
Last year was not the best weekly show. Not even close.
It's not close. It's
not even close.
I mean, Raw's too fucking long, and SmackDown's too long.
I don't care.
I'll watch Dynamite.
NXT is 2 hours.
It just came to 3 hours.
2 hours, but
it was 2 hours all last year.
NXT, yeah, that's true. Come on, we're gonna stay true to the fucking voting.
WWE is the promotion of the year.
That is a shocker, even though that's been true for the last 2 years.
It's closer than it should be. It's 30. Craig would tell you 3,800 votes to 2,400 votes.
Programs are close to being the best program of the week, but they're promotion of the year. Okay, all right.
Once again, like I said,
right,
makes no sense.
Fair enough. It's the fans. I didn't do it.
I'm wondering if Jess, you like this? Who's the best interviewer? Is Drew McIntyre?
He's fucking. Of course, I'm just trying to tell everybody. He's on
Of
card
course,
champion.
of course, The Rock's number 2, and he was there for 5 minutes, but that's cool.
I mean, he's that good. He is that good.
Adam Page was number 3. Paul Heyman was number 10. He's not a wrestler, but he's the best interview by
Drew
10th.
Punk.
Yeah, Punk
was 5. This is what cracks me up. Will Ospreay, I don't think is that good. He's 4. I mean, he's a great wrestler, but I don't think he's great on the mic.
No,
I mean, he's okay.
Bro.
And Tony Stormer's number 7 needs to go much higher.
Yeah.
MGF needs to get knocked off the list. MGF is losing ground.
MJF should be top 3, actually. Even though he sticks a little old.
I might be thinking of this year, right, Craig? Yeah, last year was really good, right? Yeah, I agree. I rescind and I agree with Craig.
Jess, who do you think? We already said it, but tag team of the year, Jess, you happy with that? With Young
Bucks all the way. I mean, they just do the same thing all the time, and they're not fucking redundant. And they
just
don't
call this the Wrestling Osprey Awards. Like, what the fuck, dude? Like, this is.
Well,
you know, and what I love about the Young Bucks, let me finish, Dave. What I love about the Young Bucks is that they always change their moveset. You know, they're always looking to, they never do the same thing over and over again and then start to get old and then botch even the stuff that they're known for. They never do that stuff. They just go out there and they just are innovators and they're brilliant on the mic and they don't put
and they're jacked, they're body guys.
Oh, they're fucking huge. I mean, it's almost like, guys, get off the gas. It's obvious, right? You don't want to give wrestling a bad name. So it's just all that stuff. Anyway, so I totally.
What I will say is that Nathan Frazier and Axiom were only like 100 votes behind him, so it was really close. The only thing I'll say to halfway defend it, which I don't want to, it makes me throw up to defend the Young Bucks anyway. But
don't do that.
What are we doing with tag teams in WWE? Until recently, absolutely nothing. So
NXT.
It's kind of a default.
Yeah, I think the whole category is a.
Yeah, it's a waste. Yeah.
Meltzer should have just shredded every tag team vote, like right when he got it in. He said, "We're not going to put it on the."
Hey guys,
there's some NXT bias here, or lack of respect for NXT on here.
There is.
They're hitting it because it's what AEW was supposed to be, as far as like.
Right. And people see it as a subdivision. They see it as a farm league, and it's not that. It's a real promotion.
Yeah.
And eventually,
it's a farm league. It's a farm league.
Yeah, it's just not. Hey, by the way, Jess, who's your guess for most outstanding wrestler?
Most outstanding is probably going to be, I would say, Okada or Ospreay or
Shinsuke.
Probably great Muda.
When we talk about quality,
it's Ospreay.
We talk about outstanding,
we talk about
going to talk for 4 minutes. Just on it. That's our friend. I shouldn't make fun of our friend. He talks very slowly. It takes up a lot of airtime.
I would. The wrestler of the year is Cody Rhodes, followed by Ospreay. And it's actually closer than it should be. Yeah, that's it. Wrestler of the year, Cody Rhodes.
I like Luthez / Ric Flair award.
Yeah, to update everything. Why do you have to name it? Just call it.
You couldn't pick one?
I know. Wrestler of the fucking year.
As you know, it was the Luthez Award.
It's the Luthez, Ric Flair, Ricky Steamboat, Macho Man Award.
And the winner of the Luthez, Ric Flair, Hulk Hogan, still comes.
We would like to. Brian Alvarez, we have an announcement. We're gonna. It's the Luthez, Ric Flair / Will Ospreay Award. So we're gonna do that.
That's perfect. That's perfect.
That's really good. Wrestler
Dave, yeah, that's what he does. Well, Dave, the award that the fans voted for the best wrestler is Will Ospreay.
Yeah, geeks. Hey, you know what? We forgot to say Happy Valentine's Day to everybody, and
make sure I'm rolling my
don't do that. Don't do that.
Foundation shirt.
There's boom.
Okay, we can finally get off the awards.
Yeah,
there's the award.
I'm awarded out.
AEW Dynamite. This is the best Valentine's Day show.
Yeah. Didn't even happen, but still.
We do. Speaking of shows, by the time this airs, it's going to be later in the evening. They're taping because Australia time is way different than our time. So they are taping, I think, like 4 a.m. California time. Might be 4 a.m. Eastern time. I don't know. That's when Australia is going live with their show, which is going to be the Collision show for Saturday night, our time.
Right.
But it's not going to air till like 9 or 10 o'clock because it's going to be on after the NBA All-Star game and all that,
So it's not
right?
even
Like
live?
It's not no. To be pre-taped, that makes it.
yes.
Oh,
Well, because of
my
it's same thing
gosh.
like SummerSlam '92 was because it was UK time was different. So by the time we watched on Sunday SummerSlam '92, it had been almost 12, 15 hours old or something like that. So
We will have seen
Wow.
all the clips, all the highlights, and everything
Yes.
on X and Blue Sky and whatever. Like
by the time Collision goes, and Collision's not going to go on until 9 or 10 o'clock California time tomorrow because of the NBA shit that's going on. So like they don't even have a time for it. They just said AEW
That's
Collision
crazy,
after
dude.
the NBA All-Star extravaganza or whatever. There's no start time for it. It's just going to start when NBA is like, all right, we're tired and signing up, and then Collision's
tired.
gonna
I mean,
start.
at this
Oh,
point,
do you know who was in the NBA All Celebrity game tonight?
No.
Our girl Bailey.
oh, I did see
Oh.
a little clip of that.
Did she get some? Did she get some deuces? She get some buckets?
She looks
No,
good in
she.
this. Sorry. I love her. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
So, and the matches real quick for Grand Slam.
Please.
Grand
There's like
Slam.
25, right? Is there 25 matches?
No, actually, I think it's only going to be a 2-hour block because it's Collision. Collision's 2 hours. So there is 5 matches. We have Mariah May defending the women's title against Timeless Tony Storm, which more than likely
event, right?
Yeah, which more likely.
I was going to say it better be the main event. It really should be.
Then we have this is going to Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega tagging up against the Don Callis family, Craig's family, Kyle Fletcher and Kensuke. Like this is going to be like really, really good. I don't even know like what to say about this tag match. It's going to be probably fantastic.
Except when Don Callis interferes and just yells.
He's going to put a
around the ring.
screwdriver, and then someone's going to hit someone with a screwdriver because that's all Don Callis does is come in with a screwdriver, and he's like, hit someone with it, and then they're like, all right, and then they kick out at 2 3/4. Then we have Okada taking on Buddy Matthews for the AEW Continental Championship.
That'd be good. Buddy Matthews is doing great work right now.
I like
he's
Buddy
great.
Matthews a lot.
Dude, he's great.
Jay White and
How about underrated?
Jay White and Cope take on the Death Riders, John Moxley and Claudio.
That was the match I was talking about that they booked without booking it, and no one knew. Like, because he was like,
and this is going to be
no.
This is going to be a brawl all over the arena, so maybe we'll get some entertainment value out of it. And then, so I do want to talk about this. Mercedes Moné defends the AEW TBS Championship against Harley Cameron, who has been gaining this groundswell.
Oh yeah,
she's been on Ring of Honor. She's a ventriloquist, so she has a fucking Mercedes Moné puppet. And she is just like, she's been mocking her like the last few weeks, which is really funny.
She's so
but
good.
this last week, she launched like a music video, and it was fucking the puppet had a big ass bottle of champagne that like kept hitting it in the face, like, and it was leaning out the window. And she actually raps really well. Like,
yeah,
she
she's
sing
done a
well
couple
and
before, right? The couple
she's
rap
been
videos.
awesome.
Yeah.
So I guess
She's
like
really
the
good.
internet is really getting behind her. So everybody's like, she should beat Mercedes, like as like a really good like.
I will tell you that the casuals do not understand her. Like my kids and my wife saw her doing the puppet act on Wednesday, and they're like, "What the fuck is going on?" Like, they did not get it, and that was unfortunate. I hope
if they keep pushing her, if they just hype her just for like these 2 weeks or whatever, and then they stop pushing her, it's all for naught. You know, it's like let her beat Mercedes.
True.
Let's fucking go.
Yeah, that would be hilarious. And then Mercedes going back, that's fine. Like later, like they can start a feud.
But yeah, Takeshita, Fletcher, and Omega and Will Ospreay. I'm looking for that to steal the show, like spectacle wise. But I think Mariah May and Tony Storm is going to be fantastic as well. Like I think the story, they have like the longest story so far. Like so, I think it's going to be a good card. It's just, I mean, where do they go from here?
So weird though that they're doing it the way they're doing it. Like
it's not planned. Like he just fucking. He's like, let's go to Australia, okay? And then, like, they go to Australia, and then he waist hugs everybody, and then he's just like, oh yeah, we gotta air this. He waist hugs everybody, and then they're like, well, you're gonna be out of the country. Like, what are you gonna put on Collision? He's like, I'm sorry, what show? And they're all Collision, the one that you. Oh yeah, well we'll just do this. And they're like, oh, so you kind of been hyping it as a pay-per-view. I did what now? You've been hyping it as a pay-per-view. He's like,
that's right.
Waist hug.
I'm scared for my life right now. Just as bad.
His promotion is weird. It's off-standing. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't. I still go back to the whole getting on Max, and all of a sudden New Year's Day was there, but we didn't know when it was coming. Like, oh, it's coming. Well, we'll let you know. Like, you didn't let us know. Like, you just
How's his
didn't.
dad
Like,
not said, like, you know what?
I don't care.
Fucking pulling the funding from you, bud. Like, you need to
Because
start.
they don't care.
Like,
Like he doesn't care. Like I think it's just a write off for them.
Every
Like,
billionaire needs a write off, cuz.
I guess.
and
so.
honestly, like the money that Max are giving them,
mean-
they're a legit profitable company.
Yeah.
Like this
Right.
year from the deal from
Yeah,
Max.
I mean, that's good. And
Yeah.
that's good for the wrestlers. Like, as long as the wrestlers are getting.
That's the thing that people
some
don't understand.
payday,
When Vince got the Fox deal, like that was huge. Like that was, and it wasn't that good of a product. It didn't matter. He had the TV deal, so they were just making money hand over fist at that point. It was all about TV deals going forward. And then imagine when the storylines get better as they have. Now that you got an advertisement in every corner of the fucking ring at this point because everybody's trying to get in on it at this moment.
Did you see on Pat McAfee, Ari Emanuel was on, and he's the head of TKO, and he was saying the original thing with Netflix when they pitched it was just giving them NXT, and it was Netflix that said, "Why don't we go bigger? What would it take for the entire thing?" Then that's what
you've got the entire
the
thing.
initial pitch was just NXT.
If you have a VPN, you have the entire thing on Netflix. 100% legal, and you just set it to a different country.
I knew it was down the pike, right? Like they're just waiting for the contract for Peacock to run out, and then they're going to go to Peacock and be like, Netflix is going to give us this extra money for our whole library to transfer over, and then Peacock's going to go fuck, and then Peacock has a choice: they're either going to pony up more money and outbid Netflix, or it's going to go to Netflix. So in the next 5 years or whenever the contract's up for Peacock, I look for it all to go to Netflix.
And then they're going to go like, can you go ahead and download and save as all those videos? And they're gonna be like, no, do it yourself.
And that's the problem. And then SmackDown stuck in. Yeah,
you're
exactly.
in turn to do it.
Well, once again, if you're in Glasgow like I am right now,
Jesus.
you got everything on Netflix and no commercial, and I'm paying only $7.99, and I don't get ads, and I get the high quality version. And it's great.
If you're in Glasgow like I am right now.
Yeah, I am. I'm in Glasgow right now. I just moved the whole house. And
before we forget about someone who was totally not only misused but forgotten about and released, Ricky Starks went to NXT.
Yep.
How? Bam.
Listen, I don't even know what I'm going to ask. I'm not going to ask the question. It doesn't matter.
Ask it.
Ask it.
How do you? Because there's no answer to it. Like, yeah, there's no answer to it. My generic question is, how do you let him go? Like, how do you not see when he was on television last year, the year before, he was wonderful. And like, I don't understand how you let Ricky
roasted
Starks
Edge,
go.
call him Bug Eyes, which I've always felt Edge was.
Didn't he say that he hadn't been on TV for like 9 months though?
Since March.
He was on interviews
since March.
Yeah, since March. So it's almost been a year.
He fucking and then when Punk was there, Punk liked him, so Punk kept him on TV. And then when Punk got fired, he just fucking stopped. They stopped booking him, and it's like I just don't fucking understand how do you let a Ricky Starks go? Like
he doesn't like waist hugs. He doesn't like waist hugs. That's
yeah, he doesn't.
He once pushed Tony Khan away for a waist hug.
Dude, Tony Khan
you don't do that.
Like, I don't understand how you let him go, how you let Aleister Black go, I don't understand. Like, I just look at that and go, Miro, fucking whatever. I don't care about Miro. Like, whatever. Like, he's just whatever. Good. Let him go have Rusev Day in WWF. Fuck himself.
He'll be good.
Like,
there's no way Aleister doesn't find a home back in WWE though.
Miro can't do anything else. Like, I'm sorry. Like, he just can't. Like, there's some guys that I'm like, well, you should have been thankful that what you had. And I know WWE did release some people, but like a lot of people wanted out, and then now they're realizing real fast, like that they're like, fuck, like I shouldn't have gone out. Miro's one of them. Adam Cole's another one. Like, it's just, you wanted out so bad, and then you got it. And what have you been doing since? Like, what?
Adam Cole has been gaining some mass slowly. I think he heard our podcast. Yeah,
but there's people.
I told him to eat a sandwich. I told him to go eat a sandwich.
Tony Storm,
doesn't look
Cameron. Christian, Harley Cameron, Tony Storm. I love those things about AEW because they're at least they're nourishing them, and I don't know why they don't nourish other people like Ricky Starks and all. I don't understand that. Like, how do you not see that in other people?
You had Ray Phoenix, you had Jade, like all these people that you could have molded.
Penta was like a built-in star. Like, my God, like Penta and Okada. Are you kidding? Like,
yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, how do they not touch? Right?
I don't understand. Like some of these things, I don't understand. Like I just don't.
You never know. Like all these guys could have expressed their intent to leave, and then Tony.
As far as Miro, though,
he just kind of kept them bare.
What was dumb?
Just bury them.
Miro, they could have done what WWE did when he was in NXT and when he won the U.S. title. That was the best that Rusev was. Even though I know Rusev Day got him over, but coming out to WrestleMania with that tank entrance and everything, come on. and being the dominant champion, undefeated and everything.
You posted
Should've kept like
that
that.
Josh Hamilton might be going to NXT. I also heard that he might sign with AEW.
I know, I
And
heard that too, and I'm like,
I think that AEW needs to start looking at signs like him. Like, because right now, the only other place they pull from besides New Japan is fucking WWE. And then when you get a Cope or whatever, then everyone's like, he's old. Why are you doing this? You're burying and Moxley. Why are you putting the title on them? Why are you burying your younger stars? I think that he needs to start looking at like TNA talent.
Moxley's one of the best.
no, he needs to.
Moxley's
But
one of the best signings
I mean,
he ever
TNA
did,
is
but whatever.
now with WWE pretty much. So it's like
He could, he could still pull talent if their contract's up.
Yeah.
Like he could
No, yeah,
still.
for sure.
Like, so I think he needs to start looking at that, but I don't think Tony Khan knows how to do that. Like, I don't think he knows what that would mean to
I
get a
think-
Josh Hamilton. Like,
I
you
think
know,
he should
like
go to NXT
you would-
or WWE.
you would probably have people like Adam Cole and Roderick Strong that are like, let me wrestle with them, and then he's going to be relegated to fucking Collision and never do anything. That's what I'm afraid for Josh Hamilton. Like, they're not going to push him. You know,
Unfortunately, while you have the few bright spot, people that actually make some of themselves like a Tony Storm or someone like that in AEW, it's just too long of a proven track record of all these guys that could be exciting that they're gonna get nothing. I think he should just go to WWE, honestly. But I mean, obviously he's gonna go wherever.
I think that if you want your future is definitely the
Like
best.
Bobby
there.
Lashley's a tag
Like,
team champion. He's not even going for the main title. Like, I get
I
it.
mean, I would rather.
give that time.
Well, go ahead.
But in all fairness to that, though, because like I don't know if Bobby is the same Bobby anymore. He doesn't look the same to me. Like I'm not saying he's not athletic still, and he's in amazing shape, but he's old. Like he's getting up there.
He
And
was
I don't
fine.
know if
Then he was fine in WWE where he was at. Then
he was fine when he was relegated to people like Drew who slowed down for him and other things. Like
no, but what I'm
and
saying as far as his spot is what I'm saying.
Business was a great. The Hurt Business was a great concept and a great group.
Yeah.
But I mean, like he's doing the same thing in AEW. He's not doing anything different. But yeah, like
No.
I don't know if he could get in there with people like Ospreay and keep their speed.
No.
And I don't know if he would know what to do. And I don't mean that bad against Lashley. I like Lashley a lot. But I mean, like, he's older. Like, I just don't think we realize that because he looks so great. He looks young still. But I mean, he's slowed down. I could tell a little bit in there. Shelton Benjamin has not, however. The guy's fucking amazing still. But like,
he's 70 years old. Shelton
I
Benjamin.
because like rather than having him toil or not look good or get lost in the Moxley bullshit like out top, I'd rather him be a tag champion, to be honest.
And by the way, Shelton Benjamin is creeping on Bobby's physique. He's almost as big as Bobby.
He's huge. He's huge.
Yeah.
And I love what they're doing with him, so I'm all right with where they are right now.
Oh,
So,
They're destroying tag teams in AEW, and it's fun to watch.
I would have
Oh,
loved.
man, the tag
my God,
yeah,
on
they
Wednesday.
They did, but did you guys watch that whole match or whatever? I swear to God, they almost botched every move. Like both teams. I was like, like that whole match. And it ended up fine. But like the Gun, they're rusty and then they're faster. Again, they're a different style of wrestlers that I don't think Shelton's seen in a long time. And Bobby's never seen. So like you could tell like they were trying to be in place for the Gun brothers who do a lot of double team kind of flippity dippity like stuff or whatever. And like they were, the whole time I was like, oh, they're like one move, like they're almost botching everything. They were fine. They recovered, but it was no private party against Hurt Syndicate, which was a great match.
They missed a few breakup counts.
Yes, there was a lot of weird stuff that was going on like in there. And I was
comes
like,
from a lack of production, I think, that WWE would have come in for. Like, how some people produce matches in WWE, they don't really have that in AEW. And I think if somebody was there to see that, like, if you put a Robert Roode on that and be like, hey guys, you're gonna have to slow down just a tinge to make this work for this team, like, or you're gonna have to speed this up. You're gonna have to do this. You have to meet them here.
But it's one match, and they don't have a tag division, so.
And who's helping them, right, Jess? Who's helping them?
Unfortunately for the Hurt Syndicate, they're just going to bring back a bunch of tag teams that we know their name from a couple years ago, and they're going to smash them. Like, hopefully they're going to sign somebody else or put another tag team together.
Sign me up. I want that smoke. Give me $500. I'll wrestle.
Young Bucks.
Cedric Alexander, who was also released, is rumored to be going to join AEW and the Hurt Syndicate. That's what everybody says as well.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
Well, he was with
like
them
that.
before.
Yeah.
That'd be
I like Cedric. So I like that, and like to me,
he's super talented.
They're trying to get the rub and just Cope and Mox like on their marquee, and they're trying to draw crowds with Cope and Mox because of their WWE like kind of rub that they have. I'm fine with that as long as like I don't see how the Hurt Syndicate can be denied. Like they got to go after the Death Rider soon.
I was
Like,
just gonna say, that's where you're going? That they're going to be the Death Rider?
fucking cheered out of the building at half the time they're there, and then I'm like, dude,
they're so over so fast.
To go. Bobby Lashley putting the fucking Hurt Lock on Moxley and fucking Moxley passing out like and winning the title. Fuck, okay. Like, what's the problem?
I would even say just do that in a segment, not in a match, and freak everybody out. Like
I'm gonna laugh.
Yeah.
If Cope
That'd be
just
awesome.
squashes Moxley, it'd be fucking funny.
Cope
Just goes out and destroys all of the Death Riders by himself.
does spears and then stacks them all and pins them.
Does the Braun Breaker spear all around?
He just stacks them and pins them
took a
all.
bunch of roids
And
and
all
crack.
the faces come out and like put them on his shoulders. Like,
Yeah, he's crying. Tony Khan's waist hugging everybody. Like he was just fucking.
So we're closing.
Ball.
This is the last AEW show.
We've had a lot of conversation about waist hugs in this segment.
He likes them, and that's all he would be doing. Like if he's in the middle of the ring, you would just see like him like zipping out.
I hope
waist
one day
hugging
he tries it on Brock Lesnar. Please try it on Brock Lesnar one day, Tony.
Oh my
Tony,
God.
please try a waist hug on Brock Lesnar one day, please.
But what if like Tony
I
like?
can't get my arms around you. You're a big
What if Tony like German suplexes Brock just
Yeah.
perfectly?
That'd be fucking funny. Just squashes him like
Brock's
John
doing some
Cena.
serious jumping for that. Yeah.
Just squashes Brock like John Cena at SummerSlam.
See Tony going up for a
Oh,
fucking
Mr.
superstar
Brock Lesnar! I am coked up and took
Yeah,
steroids.
dude,
Like Mr.
all
Tucker,
day.
yeah. He's like, oh, Tony Khan, I love it.
Jorgensen, I love it.
Oh, Tony Khan, I love it.
No.
Yeah, Tony. Oh, Tony Khan, I love it.
Brock Lesnar. Oh, Tony Khan.
I'm actually gonna murder
Yeah,
you.
I'm actually gonna fucking murder you. I'm really gonna murder you, Tony. Oh man, that's fucking.
God, it's the thing. Even now, even he still has all this talent, and I'm like, how? Like, you gotta. Whoever's booking your women's division, why don't you talk to them about booking everything else? Because the women's division's good still.
That's why
And they've been doing a really good job. They're building other characters. Finally, Mercedes has like a character that's been lashing back out. It's not Mercedes Moné going out, hi, everybody. I'm having a celebration party because it's a Wednesday. Like, it's all her segments. And then somebody else comes out and says, I'm crashing your party. And she's like, no, I'm going to beat you at the next show anyway. And then she does. But like, at least Cameron's been like mocking her and doing vignettes against her. And I was like, that's different. Like, that kind of puts Moné on her toes, and she has to be like, you either get mad about it or you react as a good heel and fucking let her beat you. I really hope that happens.
I thought they brought someone in, Craig. You talked to us maybe a month ago. They brought someone in specifically to book the women's work at AEW, and it was a big deal. I could have sworn one of you guys talked about it.
Yeah, I can't remember.
It's Shane McMahon.
No, it's not.
Can you imagine if he's been doing
It's
it?
Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels.
amazing
Just give him
job.
something. Dude.
Shawn Michaels working both sides. Shawn Michaels is double agent.
What is it like when the writers like they write as someone else? Like didn't Stephen King wrote a Steve Bachman and Garth Brooks was Chris Gaines? Like what if like Shawn Michaels' name's like I don't know, like it would just be Hickenbottom. It'd be like Carl Hickenbottom.
Shayna Michelle.
Yeah, he's been doing an amazing job over here.
Michael Hickenbottom.
He ghost booking.
Michael Hickenbottom.
Speaking of women, do you see who the next Hall of Famer was announced today?
That we did.
Oh, Michelle McCool.
Michelle
Yeah.
McCool.
It's fine.
That's my wife.
Oh, do you think? Yeah, I know exactly. Do you think she's not gonna go in there ever? Like,
What's Chris Van Zant? Is that his name?
mhm.
Yeah. Oh, Van Villet.
Van Vliet.
Yeah, she was on with him or whatever, and sure, she was very shiny. Like
She was.
lathered up with lotion like before.
She was. Yeah, like baby oil or something, or cocoa butter or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it was weird. Like every time I come
It was
back,
a cool interview. Like hearing the stuff about her and Taker when they first started dating, though. Like it was a good interview. It was good.
and it was real good because I've heard that story before too about how like they had to go back. Her and Victoria had a good match, and then they said you can't like punch like men. Like your punches can't look better than the men, so don't like. And Vince didn't like women close fisting each other because like so that's why the women for a while did that. Like the diving forearms or whatever, and it was awful. Like, and they just whipped their hair back or whatever, and like that's why, because Vince is like, women shouldn't be giving right hands,
slapping and
vicious.
She said Jericho actually defended him and
he's
said if the men's matches look worse, then they should go redo their matches. Look, make the guys. You can't look better than the guys with the punches. Okay, then make the guys redo their match. Then.
Yeah, make the guys better.
Yeah. She was in a tough spot. That's what
And
the
then Jericho would immediately put on a sloppy wall.
To be fair, Vince is like, I don't know if you noticed, but this is Cuz stopped watching wrestling right now. We're kind of in a shitty period, so you don't want to. The men are already doing pretty shitty here, so
And at home, Undertaker's like, I know it's full of shit. I know.
Yeah. Meanwhile, he's texting Vince like it
It's all-
got through to her. Like she's in her place.
Yeah.
She's in her place.
He's always
no
more punching. You're welcome.
she'll take she'll take the shit on the head.
Undertaker.
Whoa.
And she'll send a video of her peeing to Brock.
But, yeah, like legit. In all fairness, like it was kind of touching. Like to see her like cry. Like that's really cool. Like
nah,
I
she's
don't know, like,
she's
like
cool.
that.
She's like she's won championships.
Of course, Triple H had to be on the biggest video screen in the fucking room. He's like, the surprise. He's
yeah. He's like, oh, hey.
It's because it's so hard to believe it's wrestling and it's all put on.
Well,
like,
as
nobody
it's
knew that was
WrestleMania season, Michelle, and you know what comes out? Hall of Fame.
Why are you calling?
Yeah.
This is so weird. What are you gonna say?
I did not know you were going to put my wife in, you son of a bitch. You got me. Like, what does that even mean?
Triple H just says, he's like, whoa, I was just calling you guys. I didn't know Taker and Michelle were there. Well, might as well just break the news.
Before we sign off, because we're going over, maybe we can close out with this because Jess said that Axe and Smash went up to legend status, right? So maybe that's a Hall of Fame that we haven't seen.
The O.W.P is a piece of shit, and it reported wrong. And then Demolition. They got moved to the alumni section, and then they were announced that they signed a Legends deal. So I can't see how they won't be in the Hall of Fame this year or next year. I hope this year. Just get them. It's past due. Get them in there. Fuck. What are we doing?
The fact that they did that all quick, like added them and then signed the Legends deal, like that has to say.
Yeah, that'd be.
So did they settle the
Demolition,
concussion lawsuit? Because that's why he was their Smash was pursuing.
I was wondering the same.
That's what they were saying. Like, I guess all is forgiven because. Obviously.
They're alumni and they signed a Legends deal. So usually, and then they're going to be on the game, and then they'll be in the Hall of Fame.
2K25.
Yeah.
Are you going to see Demolition doing like
Demolition Pack, and then Crush will be like mad on
doing flippy dips? Are just gonna be classic just double axe handles and 2K25? Kids be like, why aren't they doing flips?
Yeah, I'm just
Canadian
fucking
House of Black
axe handle you to death.
We're so old, like they wouldn't even call them Road Warrior wannabes anymore. They're gonna be like, they're House of Black wannabes. They're Judgment Day wannabes.
Oh my god.
Oh, so they're just gonna copy Authors of Pain? Okay.
Get off my lawn, kid. Get off my lawn right now. Ridiculous.
Oh no. Stream died.
Cool.
Crashed.
Anyway.
We're done.
Cool.
What happened?
All right.
Wow.
Well, Craig,
Was it a bandwidth thing or what happened?
What's up?
Was it a bandwidth thing or did it just freeze?
It crashed. The Streamlabs crashed. What a piece of shite. That's fine.
Oh,
We'll sign off on the audio, guys. We'll see you at the matches.
Oh, yeah.